Good evening, folks. Mr. Soggy Donut here with another review today. Before you even pointed out on my glasses, yes, this is all written down just so I can keep my thoughts in, just so I can keep my thoughts together, so I'm not just constantly pausing and just going, like the majority of my videos. So obviously, this time it's not a movie review, this is a music review. So, there's going to be a bit more passion put into it, because if you haven't realized yet, I'm a big music fan, especially with the noise scene, the noise rock scene, the punk scene, really. I love the whole attitude and just their overall sound. I like that I don't give a fuck style, which I think is clear enough if you look at my channel. So yeah, enough said. Let's hop straight into reviewing Whitehouse's third album, Erector, released all the way back in 1981, folks. Yeah, this is some early power electronics, really early power electronics, really. All right, so let's look at the album cover, because there's two variations of it. So I do personally own a copy myself of Whitehouse's Erector. This one's the 2008 reissue. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. Just I'll try to get it here without the reflection getting in the way. So as you can see, you have a lovely penis in the center, and then at the back you have all the titles, you have all the credits. So yeah. So in the original 1981 and 1995 reissue, I didn't even know there's a 1995 reissue until doing research, obviously. But yeah, those two not really that interesting. They just kind of featured the Pornhub colors, white, black, and orange. Yeah, I'm glad William Bennett, frontman of the Whitehouse band, managed to get the original vinyl sleeve as mentioned in the booklet. Yes, the erect penis was the original artwork he had in mind, but censorship being the sissy bitch that it always is, it was just like, nah, fuck you, Whitehouse, you can't have an erect penis for an album cover. So instead, yeah, just black background, white text for your fucking band logo, and then just orange highlight over the title. Looks familiar, I know. But besides that, it's not much, but certainly much more to the original cover. That is certain. I'm for certain. And it's, it's obviously way more better, I'd rather have the erect penis than the fucking Pornhub colors and the basic ass text. But it's mentioned in the booklet as well that the album art was inspired by an oil painting from a local artist of a crucified Jesus. Very nice, very nice. So you obviously saw all the titles when I showed you the back of the CD. Yeah, so we have lovely titles starting with Erector, the song that's named after the album, or the album that's named after the song, you never know. And then ending with Avisodomy, which, fun fact, means to have sex with birds. Yeah, human sticking his dick in a bird, or, I don't know, a woman shoving a bird's head up her cooch. So, nice. It was recorded at IPS Studios in London from 1980 to 1981. All the songs were written and produced by the one and only William Bennett, frontman, as mentioned before. We also have a credit for Dennis Blackham at Porky's Mastering for digitally remastering this album. There's also music labels for the Cum Organization and Susan Lawley. So if you don't know, those are the two labels belonging to Whitehouse themselves, William Bennett. The Cum Organization was first, and then Susan Lawley came in later on. So with all that being said, let's check out the songs. Let's check out the lyrics. Also, last thing to mention about the back, the little text at the bottom, it doesn't really say as much. It just kind of warns us that this extreme electronic music, please acquire with due caution. Susan Lawley has, it's just copyright shit. Susan Lawley has exclusive copyright to all Whitehouse material. So yeah, let's check out the lyrics. So, to be honest, there's not really much to say about the songs, really. I suppose we'll start off with Erector. Yeah, there's barely anything to look over, really. It's just really William repeating Erector and the Bishop. If you want my analysis on, like, the two words, there is also passion, but, like, it's just passion. Like, it's mainly, like, keywords. the only three words that are mentioned in this entire noise track: erector, the bishop, and passion. So I guess my analysis is it's just talking about fucking like the bishop's penis, really. Like probably referencing like all the rapes that would occur in Catholic schools, you know. I wrote down here. He could also just be screaming about a Southern Red bishop's erect penis. Why a Southern Red bishop? Probably because it has similar colors to the album cover of at the time. That's a joke one, obviously, but it's funny to mention. The Southern Red bishop's red. Shut the fuck up. Red, orange, yellow. They're all kind of the same, really. On to the next track. Shit Fun. Now this is 1981, so it's not inspired by Two Girls, One Cup. Either that or William predicted Two Girls, One Cup. I don't know where I'm going with Two Girls, One Cup, but I'm going to go back to the lyrics. So this one actually probably has the most lyrics in it, surprisingly, out of all of them. So that easily makes this the best track of the album, Shit Fun. Does Mr. Bennett repeat the title? Yeah. But there's also lyrics about being castrated, burnt by candle wax, piercing, and dismemberment. So, in short, scatology and masochism. But yeah, like I said, probably the best one out of the whole album. So the third track, Socratization Day. I don't think I said that right. I don't know. Socratization Day. This one, it's difficult enough to just find the word, the definition, because it could be talking about Socrates, the Greek philosopher, or it could be talking about sodomy, because I saw a definition for sodomy when searching for this word. Yeah, he just repeats Socratization Day over and over again, and that's really it. And then on to the last track, Avosodomy. As I mentioned before, is to have sex with a bird. Human and bird, not birds having sex with birds. In case you get confused, I don't know how, but I'll mention it. Now this mentions hell and passion. Obviously, he's repeating the same shit over and over again, because that's the majority of this album. But there's mention, as I said, there's mentions of hell and passion, so I could just say it's about birds fucking, or I could, give it my own analysis, rough analysis on what I think this could be. So it could also just be a simple track about having sex with a prostitute. Why I say that is because, bird is obviously a slang for a woman, and then mentioning hell, Catholics aren't really a big fan of the prostitutes, and due to the very first track, Erector, mentioning the bishop, I think it makes sense that I'd say he's probably talking about Catholicism. So it's a prostitute from hell, it's a woman from hell, aka a prostitute. So yeah, that's really all there is. So it's either just about straight up bird fucking from hell, or it's about just fucking a prostitute. So in conclusion, I quite like this album. I think Erector is pretty good for early Whitehouse, and yeah, I think the only complaint I have is just sometimes the tracks sound really similar to each other, and the lyrics can be a bit repetitive, and there's not really as much to them as like their later work would be. But besides that, I enjoy it. I enjoy this album. I am still going to enjoy this album. Yeah. Whitehouse Erector. Let me know what you think of it if you decide to give it a listen. That's of course if you want to. I'm not telling you to. Do what you fucking please. I don't care. And with all that being said, I'm gonna end the video here.